Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. So I literally have just come out of the gym, so I'm working out and this memory comes into my head. So I'm like, I've got to make this video now. Excuse the voice, I've not been very well, so that's going as well. So yeah, everything's hunky-dory. Anyway, so this is quite relevant because I know my last video that I posted was about like you can make good friends in prison and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, you can, but this video I want to make you aware that you will meet some dangerous people in there as well. And I don't mean dangerous by their crime. I've hung out with murderers and stuff like that, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that will stab you in the back. You will literally think that they're your friend. They will suck you in, and you're in a crap environment, so you're looking for them people, you're looking for some comfort and stuff like that. And I'm not talking in a relationship, I'm talking in a friendship way. So I'll give you an example anyway, because memory popped into my head. So there's a girl that lives on the landing, and, you know, she was funny, like she really was. You know, she used to cook everybody food and stuff like that. And basically in October in 2019, I think it was, anyway, I found out my mum was terminally ill with cancer. I was going out doing my rottles, which I was, you know, I was going home and stuff like that. And then in March, I think it was 2020, we went into lockdown. So everybody's having a meltdown, you know, like I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't talk to my mum every day, you know, I can't see my mum and blah, blah, blah. You know, is she gonna be there when I get out, and whatever. You can imagine everything that goes through your head, and there's other people. So anyway, let's get back to the point. So, you know, I'm having a bit of meltdown. Luckily, like, I got the laundry job on the wing, so I was allowed to do everybody's laundry, so it kept me out of my cell. Now, she lived down on the downstairs landing, and she, you know, she would pop down and see me. She would sneak out of her room, which, like, you'd get in serious, like, you could get kicked off the wing because we're in lockdown, bearing in mind, you know. So she would pop out and see me, make sure I was all right, you know. We'd have a laugh. And she was going through the same thing. Her sister-in-law was dying of cancer. She was going up to the chaplaincy and all this sort of stuff. So anyway, so we're in lockdown, and her sister-in-law passes away. So, you know, I'm comforting her now, you know, we're sort of dealing with the same thing, like I said, you know. And we've got like a, you know, we've got a really strong friendship, you know. Like I said, she, you know, she did, and I'll hold it to this day, even though this girl's done me wrong, which I'll get to the point. She made me laugh every day, like every day without fail, you know. She was funny. Yeah, so anyway, so then I remember the day she's gone up to the chaplaincy, so because it was the funeral, and obviously you're not allowed to go, you know. One woman, her son died in lockdown, and they wouldn't let her go to the funeral, you know. It was real hard, real horrific. So anyway, and then I'm thinking, like, I was started getting mad, like, because these officers, like, nobody's checking on her, nobody's bothering with her, like, she's popping off to chaplaincy and stuff, you know. They're always good, they'd always get you out of your room and stuff like that. But I was thinking, like, I was getting angry, and I was saying to her, like, because she was saying there's no support, and I was like, what, like, how, like, normally the officers would at least come and check on you and stuff like that. So I'm getting angry and stuff like that. And I can't remember what happened one day anyway. So I started kicking off to the officer. I was like, you lot don't care. Like, how can you leave this girl? You know, her sister's died. How can you leave her? Not once has anybody checked on her. You know, like, I'm down in the laundry, so I know she's told me no one's checked on her. Blah, blah, blah. Started going mad, like, just having it at the officers. I think I was going through stuff, tipping out. Anyway, cut a long story short, the girl lied. The girl's sister never died. Don't even know if there was cancer. So anyway, she was told by an officer that she needed to come and tell me the truth, you know, confront me. Anyway, so an officer's taken us into a room. I've lost it, so bearing in mind, like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna get out and see my mum again. I don't know, like, you know, any of this. And this girl's, like, in my face, like, I'm comforting her, telling me she's died. And I was like, I lost this anyway. So I'm like shouting, I'm like, you know, the officers in there just like not saying anything, and I'm just going like, how can you know, you went up to the chaplaincy, like, you know, what the hell, like, you've done all, like, it's not even a lot, like, you've gone deep, like, you're fucking, sorry, you're absolutely mental, you're twisted in the head, all this stuff. And her response was, I was like, you had a funeral, like you said you went to the funeral. And she was like, well, yeah, well, you know, she's still dying, she's still got cancer, so it's all right. Like, in her head, she couldn't comprehend what she had done wrong. So like, let's pretend her sister sister-in-law, whatever she was, did really have cancer. In her head, it was okay because she was dying anyway. So it's all right to lie to me. It was all right to pretend that she's gone up for a phone call because of the funeral and all this madness. So my point is, the people are twisted. They never seem, they never, you know, what they see, like they come across, they're not what they seem like. You've got to be really careful. Bearing in mind, I've been on the same landing as this girl for, you know, at least a year easily. Like, it's just... And then it turns out that she was making up lies about me going to the office, you know, and this is not the only scenario. I've had so many girls try and backstab me. You know, when you go on your rottles, they'll be like, oh, she's got a mobile phone, she's got this, she's got that, she's doing this. It's crazy. People that you don't even speak to sometimes will turn on you. So the moral of this story is, like, you can think you're tight with somebody. You can think... I always had this thing that I didn't trust her. Like, obviously, there was something about her, but... you're always like that with people. For me, I mean, it takes a long time to get in and become, you know, in my like level of friendships, you know, like someone right up there, but still, like, you don't think that someone you're like talking to every day is making you laugh and stuff like that, lifting you, is going to turn around and lie about something so sick. You're going to meet some mad ass people in there. Just always be guarded. You know, like you said in my last video, you will make a couple of amazing friends in there, you really will, and you'll know. But yeah, just be mindful, because these people that you are around every day are not what they seem to be. They are absolutely twisted, delusional, and again, you know, like, who lies about somebody dying? It's just messed up. So yeah, I just don't want you to watch my last video and think, oh yeah, I can go into prison and everyone's cool, everyone's great. Nah, it's really not. Really not. Like, you're gonna meet more enemies than you're gonna meet friends. You know, and when I say enemies, I'm not talking about people that are going to want to beat you up and bully you every day, but they'll just befriend you, they'll be jealous of you, so they'll like become your friend, and then behind your back they'll just do the most madness. So yeah, just stay guarded, same as the real world really. You know, just be careful of how close you get to people and what you tell people. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll be back soon.